That's it.
Yapping beast. Kick its ass. You stop that, Christ! Oh, God. For fuck's sake.
Good morning, everyone. I trust you've had a decent sleep. The sick are waiting, and being tired doesn't excuse us from our duties.
All right, give me a moment. Then we'll go and check on the patients. And where's Benedict, anyway?
If I may, gentlemen. Haven't you heard? There was a fire here last night.
A fire? Here at the monastery?
The small shed by the mill house burned down, but it was probably just an unfortunate accident. Thank the Lord it's all over now.
And no one was hurt?
Well, that's the thing. No one burned, but there were 2 men in the shed. Or rather, 2 bodies.
Bodies? Whose were they, for God's sake?
That... I don't know, sir.
Who found them? And how did he get them out?
Elijah, one of the lay brothers. He ran into the flames thinking he could save them, but they were already dead.
And what was he doing outside in the middle of the night? You don't suppose he had something to do with it?
He's never been any trouble. There's no reason to suspect him.
And how do you know they didn't die in the flames? Just because they weren't burnt to cinders doesn't prove anything.
I didn't see them, but they said there were no burns, and it didn't look like they'd suffocated either.
So, how did they end up there? What killed them? Didn't anyone tell you about them?
They were sent to be washed, but the washers noticed, signs.
How do you know about these signs? Did someone examine them?
No, they were only to be washed, but when the signs of illness were spotted, the abbot ordered them locked away in the hops store. Ludolf promised he'd send one of his men to guard the door. No one is to go near them.
That was highly irresponsible. Someone needs to examine them thoroughly. We can't afford uncertainty.
You want to bring them to the infirmary with the others? No. No, let them stay locked away somewhere separate.
Are you afraid the other sick might get even worse? At least we could have them all in one place.
Was anyone else there besides Elijah?
No, or at least no one I know of. I'll leave you to it now. If you need me, I'll be with the sick.
I'm going to. Disease? Fire? What next? A swarm of locusts?
First they ransacked my room, now this. I don't like it one bit.
Do you think the fire's got anything to do with what they were after in your chambers?
Who knows? I feel like someone wants us gone, and they're trying to frighten us into leaving.
All the more reason to get to the bottom of this.
But I can hardly go poking around myself to find out what really happened.
Don't worry. That's what I'm here for.
Maybe Zacharias was right after all. You never know when an aid like that might come in handy. So, what's your plan?
Quite a few things, actually. I should probably speak with the lay brother who pulled the bodies out of the flames.
Elijah, right? But be gentle. No one should have to go through what he did last night.
I'll take a look around the burned-down shed. There might still be some clues.
Good idea. It might have just been an accident, but it won't hurt to make sure.
And what about the corpses? You said you wanted to examine them.
And that's what I'll do. We can't afford doubts when there's a deadly illness spreading.
But Benedict said the abbot forbade it, and that one of the knights is watching over them.
If he's got any sense at all, he'll understand this is serious. A proper diagnosis is key to the next step.
Someone searched our room just a while ago. And who knows what they'd do if they caught you wandering around alone. I won't have that on my conscience. Better you stay here, and I'll sort it somehow.
So what you're saying is, use an unorthodox approach.
I could always bribe the guard. A few groschen might get me in to see the dead.
If you want to waste coin on foul bribery.
Well, you said yourself we need to be absolutely certain. Are we really going to argue about what that's worth?
You're right. Ethics aside, this is no time for gallantry. When you do get to those bodies, take your time and make sure you do a thorough examination. Don't be squeamish.
Well, I've picked up a few things already, so I think I can manage.
I pray I'll have your confidence when God sends for me. If you're not sure, just try to remember what you saw. If you describe it to me later, I should be able to identify it.
I can't think of anything else.
Nor can I. Well then, best of luck.
God be with you.
You fleabag. No one's allowed in.
Why not? Is it because of the bodies?
Damn, so you've heard too. They told me not to speak about it with anyone. They wanted them buried quickly so they can rest in peace. But until then, no one's allowed near.
Because I really do need to examine the poor wretches.
And I really don't need to explain why I disobeyed direct orders.
You won't get in trouble. In fact, I'll be happy to pay for your help. What'd you say? Deal?
Now you're talking. Here. And if anything happens, we never spoke, right?
Exactly.
If you crawl back here, you'll get the strap.
Dogs aren't allowed here. What's it doing here?
Shoo, you fleabag! Go on, find your master.
Right then. Where to begin? I'll start with the younger one. Muscle stiff, but the body looks supple. What's that in his hair? It's all clumped together. Looks like flour, or maybe lime. Yeah, it's flour. Ugh. Oof. Better mind my fingers. Rigor mortis is wearing off. He can't have been dead more than a few hours. He vomited up his guts before he died. Just like that old confessor. Bruising, some dried blood, but no broken bones. Those bruises are odd. Regular. Almost perfectly circular. Looks like cupping marks. Someone might have tried to ease a fever or pain. He's young, but his hands are a mess. Covered in scars, nails broken, looks like hard labor. Could he have been one of the workers? That makes sense. I don't see anything odd here. Ribs intact, belly soft. No sign of violent death. Just his back and hips are badly scraped. No blood. Like he was dragged over gravel after he died. A few old scars. Gravel embedded in both knees. And, blood around the groin. Barely dried. Could it have leaked out after death? Mixed with bowel contents. Bloody diarrhea. Like with the infection. Now for the older one. Pale, sunken eyes, missing some teeth, though that might just be age. But that hole in his head is someone's doing. Small, round, clean, like it was drilled. I've heard of that method before, used in cases of unbearable headache or seizures. But who'd try that outside the infirmary? Completely stiff. Clenched tight. Like he was ready for a fight. Rigor mortis well advanced. Died long before the fire. Skin's badly scratched. And there's a thorn stuck here. Maybe a rose? Stiff as a board, but no broken bones. Back and shoulders all scratched up, like he was dragged through brambles. And around his neck and chest, he's got red blotches on the skin. Those blotches look familiar. They're a bit like the ones on that old confessor. Looks like this poor wretch caught the same thing. Knees are scraped and scarred. He must have worked hard in his life. That's everything with this one. Well, what's clear is they didn't die in that burning hut. More likely they succumbed to the infection spreading in the monastery. The symptoms match perfectly. Either way, it wasn't a cold-blooded murder. Someone tried to treat them, brutally, but still. And it didn't work. Someone must have hauled the bodies into that shed. And it left marks on them. It might be possible to trace where they came from.
Go on, find your master.
We were under quarantine, didn't you hear? By all the saints, you wasn't knocking off, were you? You can't be here.
I was just leaving.
Well, what'll it be? Hear me?
What do you want? Hey! Get out of here! What's it going to be? I'm losing my patience. What's it like down there?
What? What was that? I heard it.
Kitty! Kitty!
I don't like...
Forgive the intrusion, Brother Librarian.
An apology will not spare us this dreadful illness, but obeying the abbot's orders might. Haven't you heard them? I moved in here so I could continue my work and keep the mandated solitude. So leave me in its safe embrace and go away.
I understand your concern, brother, but you have nothing to fear from me. As you can see, I wear a special protective hood on the advice of Masters Albic and Zacharias.
Yes, I noticed the unusual garment, but how is that supposed to help?
It purifies the air around me. So with me, you're safe from the illness.
Oh, truly remarkable. I had no idea such clever measures even existed.
May I ask you a favor, then?
But please, keep it brief.
I'm investigating the source of that illness that's been spreading around here, and I could use your learned knowledge.
I'm listening.
I came across a rather peculiar name. Boleslav Bavor. Does that ring a bell? Are there any records on him, perhaps?
Boleslav Bavor? I know that name. Long ago, just after taking my vows, I briefly looked into his legacy. There was some connection to the monastery crypt, if I recall.
Really? Because I actually came across it in the crypt.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, I ran into some laborers down there. From what I gathered, they were trying to rob some of the graves, and they were looking for Bavor, or something connected to him.
By Christ, they were after the relic.
What are you talking about? What relic?
There's a possibility that Bavor was buried here along with a certain relic. That's what got me interested back then.
What exactly did you discover back then?
Not much. That's why I soon gave it up. Aside from the travel records of Sir Bavor, there wasn't any further mention of anything that might be connected. In the end, I concluded that the whole tale of the relic was likely just Bavor's own fabrication.
Oh, that's a shame. It was just starting to get interesting. Still, I'd very much like to have a look at the travel records, just in case.
I'll be glad to show them to you, to examine, but first we must report those vile thieves to the abbot.
You're right. The abbot ought to be told, but it's probably not wise to burden him with it now. Right now, we need to deal with the illness. Once things have settled down, we can make sure those thieves get what they deserve. Besides, we've got almost no proof yet. If I manage to investigate the matter of Bavor more thoroughly, I might stumble on something.
Still, it's a serious thing. We mustn't wait too long.
Of course. Once I've gathered the evidence, I'll explain everything to the abbot straight away. And now I'd like to take a proper look at Bavor's travel records.
Of course. Give me a few moments. I'll find them for you. And I believe Bavor's name also appeared in some old accounts. I'll try to track those down too. Here you go. Bavor's travel records about his journey through the Holy Land. And I've also found these old accounts. Feel free to study them too. I'm curious myself what conclusion you'll come to, if any.
Oh. It really says here that he acquired a holy relic. Let's see how it continues. According to the journal, Bavor had himself buried here with his holy treasure. That sounds pretty clear. Let's see what the accounts say. So Bavor gave the monastery a generous donation and paid for a chapel mural painting. And still, despite all the records and mentions, Crispin had his doubts.
Oh Lord, why do you punish me with this again? Why now?
I read the journal. A lovely tale. It really brought the Holy Land to life.
And?
And it says the relic Bavor acquired was a splinter from the true cross of Christ.
Holy Virgin! Such a sacred treasure!
And according to the book, Sir Boleslav was to be buried with the relic in the monastery crypt.
So it says in the book. I also found my old notes and remembered how it all went back then. I too searched for Bavor's grave. I even dared venture into the crypt, but despite all my efforts, I never found it.
And what did you do after that?
Once I was convinced none of the graves belonged to Bavor, I laid the matter before the abbot, but not our father Jan. This was over 20 years ago when Abbot Vitus held office. May the Lord grant him eternal peace. Together we came to the conclusion that Bavor's tale was likely at least partly, perhaps entirely, made up.
Why would it be made up? Surely Sir Boleslav wouldn't lie about something so serious.
The book's one thing, but there's not a single other mention anywhere. The grave's missing, the relic's nowhere to be found. Can you think of another explanation, then?
And then there's the relic. If Bavor had just wanted to raise his reputation with a good story, why claim to have gained something so rare?
Perhaps out of vanity? There's no shortage of that among the nobility.
But his tale's already heroic enough without it. Making up a relic would only draw unwanted attention.
That's a good point. It'd be too risky.
The account books mention that Bavor had a sarcophagus made at his own expense.
That's possible. Does it mean anything?
If he paid for it himself, there had to be a reason. Masonry work like that is no small matter, and it's odd, isn't it? He sorted it all out in detail with the monastery to have his tomb here. Then he wasn't even buried here.
You're right. I never made that connection before.
And what about the mural mentioned in the accounts? Does it really exist?
Yes, it's in one of the chapel naves. It depicts several scenes from Bavor's alleged adventures.
Well, then that proves Bavor's story wasn't just made up. Surely the abbot back then wouldn't have approved such a mural in the main church if he hadn't believed it was true.
If the former abbot believed Bavor wasn't a liar, but a real hero of the Holy Land, I'll believe him too.
All the more reason I want to see it for myself.
No harm in trying. At the very least, it's a fine piece of work.
Don't you think this whole thing is a bit too complicated? Every explanation for why Bavor would lie seems more convoluted than just acknowledging it's true.
Listening to you now, it's like hearing my younger self. And I sound exactly like Abbot Vitus. His view was that Bavor's story was fiction. He told me I'd be better off letting it go.
What exactly did he say?
That I should stop chasing old crusaders and focus on real, meaningful work.
Vitus isn't here anymore. So we can pick up where you left off. And maybe we'll finally unravel Bavor's mystery together.
If that relic really does exist, and it surfaced now, it'd surely be a sign from the Lord, a sign of hope in these desperate times.
Don't get ahead of yourself. We've not even found Bavor's tomb. Without it, we're stuck. I'll return to the crypt and see if the workers left any trace.
I might have missed something myself back then. Take this and study it closely. It's a drawing of Bavor's family coat of arms I came across years ago. According to this, you'll know if it's truly the grave of Sir Boleslav. Yes, the mural in the chapel, paid for by Bavor himself, also bears his coat of arms.
Thank you. I'll head off at once.
Just be careful, please. You know the abbot's orders, the disease, all this misfortune.
Don't worry. I'll be careful.
And in the crypt, show respect to the eternal rest of those buried there, especially now, with death haunting the monastery.
What do you think you're doing?
There's a lot of you here.
Which one of you is Elijah?
Any idea where I might find Elijah?
Why are you asking?
I need to speak with him. Something happened during the night, and he was there. He might have seen something important.
Oh, that makes sense. I saw him this morning by the cellar door. He was all dishevelled, muttering to himself. Poor wretch must have had a hell of a night.
Hey, get out of here! Hey, get out of here! You aren't supposed to be here.
I was just leaving.
Well, what'll it be? Hear me? You aren't supposed to be here.
Hey,
What's it gonna be?
Damn!
Good thing I've got the hood. Sarcophagus of a nobleman, disturbed by those workers. Most likely because of the large cross. Bavor ought to be buried under an arrow crest. Abbot Uldericus. But no sign of Bavor. This must have been some knight. There's a cross above his head, but a rose in the crest. And I'm looking for an arrow. A crozier and mitre. That'll be an abbot's tomb. Abbot Vitus. Crispin mentioned him. Let's hope he forgives us for digging into Bavor's story again. This wall at the back looks odd. And this looks like the tomb of some past abbot. Maybe even Heinrich. Nice. Looks more like an abbot's tomb from the carving. Good thing. I'll be shifting that rubble for days on my own. This one's rather worn down. I think I can make out the abbot's symbol. Bavor's crest. So it's true. What? That's not Bavor. I need to tell Crispin. Bloody hell. Who was here? Could someone have been following me? That Teuton may have died in my place. Poor wretch. He didn't go down easy, judging by the blood.
There be something. Ah,
Brother Crispin?
Henry. I searched through the archives again to see if I might still find something on Bavor, but so far nothing. And your search in the crypt? Did you dare go down there?
I dared, and I found a walled-off secret chamber.
What? I'd never heard of such a thing. Even Abbot Vitus never said a word about it.
It was walled up. There must have been a reason for that. But at least it explains why you couldn't find Bavor's sarcophagus all those years ago.
Well, at least now I don't feel quite so foolish. But if there was a sarcophagus, was there also, you know?
No. I was hoping, but I don't think it's that simple. There's a sarcophagus with Bavor's crest, but Bavor isn't the one lying in it.
What? You?
I had to know. Judging by the robes, I'd say it's an abbot or some other high-ranking cleric.
Good Lord, that's truly strange.
And do you know what's even stranger? I think someone was watching me down there.
Watching? Who? Did you see anyone?
I only heard some voices and found a fresh torch on the ground. Someone must have dropped it or thrown it aside.
Could it have been one of the workers again?
I'd say it was someone else. Does anyone else even know about this Bavor mystery?
As far as I know, no one. I only ever told Abbot Vitus, and I haven't spoken of it to anyone since, I swear.
We'll need to stay on our guard until this whole mess is sorted. I can take care of myself, but you be careful. Best keep yourself locked in here.
For Christ's sake. Very well, I'll do as you say. You take the key. I won't let anyone else in.
The sooner we get to the bottom of this business with Bavor, the better.
So, you're saying you found a sarcophagus with Bavor's crest, but not Bavor himself?
Exactly. I have no idea what to do next. I was kind of hoping you might come up with an explanation. That chamber looked untouched for years.
Explanations do come to mind, but they're purely speculation. It's possible Bavor was never buried here at all. Or perhaps his grave was moved.
Another thought just occurred to me. What if Abbot Vitus was the first to go looking for Bavor? He found him, maybe even took the relic, and then tried to cover it all up.
But why would an abbot do such a thing?
I don't know. I'm only thinking aloud. But you must admit, it can't be ruled out.
Perhaps not. But before jumping to conclusions, let's examine the other possibilities. It's quite possible the remains were moved, and that's why Abbot Vitus shut down my investigation. It is a sensitive matter, after all.
So where could they have moved Bavor to?
Most likely to the consecrated field next to the monastery, or the graveyard by the infirmary church of St. Cosmas and Damian.
Hang on. That consecrated field is enormous. I'll be searching for weeks, and I can't even get in there now. Better to scout the infirmary church first.
God be with you, Henry. I hope you manage to find Bavor at last.
What was that?
Huh? You can't be here!
Everything's spinning.
He's blind
I
drunk.
only wanted to help.
Are you with me? I've got something to perk you up a bit.
What is it? Schnapps?
No, we're out of schnapps. So stop whining and drink.
Oh, bloody awful stuff.
So, feeling any better?
Better? I wish. Oh, it's all coming back to me.
That's good. I need to know what happened during the night.
I don't want to talk about it. Don't make me.
I get it. You don't want to remember. I've seen some nasty things too. But sometimes it helps to talk to someone. It's definitely better than drowning your wits in schnapps.
Well, all right. What do you want to know?
How did you even notice the fire? What were you doing outside?
I couldn't sleep, so I went for a walk. It was just chance.
Just chance? You sure? I don't think the abbot would be happy about folk wandering around at night.
So what if I took a little walk?
You sure you weren't sneaking off somewhere for a drink? You seem smart enough not to keep your booze where someone might find it. I bet you've got a nice little stash, eh?
All right. Maybe I did head off to the back pond for a nightcap. I heard a dog barking like mad, so I went to see what was going on. I should have just kept out of it.
Did you see anyone else at the fire?
No. Just the dog was there.
When you dragged out those two bodies, what did you do then?
While I was pulling out the second one, other people had noticed the fire. One of the knights grabbed me and started yelling that I was the arsonist. Luckily, he saw the bodies and how I was covered in, well, the same filth they were. Then the people from the monastery came. They sent me away and took the bodies off somewhere. I don't know what happened after that.
I've seen the corpses, and I've got a few questions.
Does it have to be?
Do you have any idea who those two were?
I've no idea. It was dark. I couldn't see their faces. Thank God. As it is, I'll be dreaming about this for a long time.
I noticed some strange things about them.
Like what?
One of them had flour in his hair. Any idea where it came from?
Well, the flower store's right next to the shed that burned down. What do I know?
It looks like they died of the same illness that's spreading through the monastery infirmary.
Christ! And I touched them. But I feel fine. So far.
You'd best go and see Brother Benedict. He'll examine you, and at least clean up those burns.
All right then.
Dead men weigh a lot. How did you even get them out of the burning shed?
On my back? Like carrying a sack. Why?
Their backs were badly scraped, so I thought maybe you dragged them by the legs or something.
That must have happened before. Maybe when someone dragged them in. Godlessness.
Thanks. I'll leave you be now.
Wait, I have no idea what to do with myself. I thought I'd finally do something right for once in my life. And how did I end up? Covered in shit, face burned, and humiliated. I'd rather never step outside the door again.
What are you on about? You acted like a hero.
Hardly. I'm a coward and a drunk.
Who ran into the flames to save his fellow man.
Aye. And what did it get me?
If not for you, they'd have burned to ash and wouldn't even have a decent burial. This way they can pass on with dignity. So stop feeling sorry for yourself and be a bit proud, all right?
Right. Thanks. Hey, look, I haven't told anyone, but I found this key during the night. I've no idea whose it is, but maybe you'll find it useful.
Thanks. bit neglected, but otherwise a nice place for one's final rest. I hope I find Bavor here, so I don't have to search the whole consecrated field. A humble grave. Doesn't look like Bavor's. Going by the crest, this was someone noble, but not Bavor. Unmarked grave. Peace to your soul, whoever you are. A grave. In a graveyard. Doesn't look like it's hiding any mystery. Another unmarked grave. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up in one like this myself, and in a far worse place. I'd rather meet someone alive now. All these dead are starting to make me uneasy. Memento mori. Master Bavor! Where are you hiding? What did I expect? Boleslav's crest, at last. Let's hope its lord lies somewhere nearby. My back. And the rest. I hope this is it. The armor, the crest, the sword. It has to be him. The valiant knight Boleslav Bavor. May his soul rest in peace. Only no sign of the relic. Something's still eluding me. If he even was buried with it. Forgive me, Master Bavor. You won't be needing it anymore. My God. A Crusader's sword that saw the Holy Land. A true honor. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Look at that. Bavor's crest. This must be it. King of Cyprus, Knight Bavor, and his relic. Though that shield looks a bit different than the one in Crispin's sketch. Almost the same. Only on the mural, it's got that inner scutcheon added. They gave a lot of space to Bavor's crest and his elevation. Likely at the knight's own request. And the same crest, including the inner scutcheon, was on the lid of his tomb. It can't be a coincidence.
What's that? What?
Let's see if I understood it right. By all the saints. Praise be to thee, Almighty Lord, and praise be to thee, merciful Christ, who suffered on the cross for us. Thank you for remembering us sinners in this time of trial, and for letting me find this treasure.
Amen. Nice choice of last words. And I'll be taking that treasure.
Drop your weapons. There's been enough evil done here already.
There'd have been a lot less if you'd kept your nose out of it. Get him! Take the relic from him!
To hell with you.
Show your stuff! What the... What do you want?
No chance.
Height! I got word there was a fight here. What in the Virgin Mary's name happened?
They attacked me. I was only defending myself.
On monastery grounds? That's most serious. The abbot must be informed without delay. The brothers will escort you to him. I'll look around a bit more and join you soon. I also want to hear what you've got to say. I hate to interrupt your grace, but something's happened that urgently requires your attention.
Did you bring more news from Masters Albic and Zacharias? How fare our sick?
No, my lord. I've brought Henry here because we apprehended him in the infirmary graveyard. There was a fight. 3 men were killed, and the grave of the bearer of the arrow crest was looted.
Boleslav Bavor? I was just telling his grace about him. The relic. Was it there?
Yes. Bavor had it placed in the compartment in the sarcophagus lid. A fragment of Christ's cross. Just as Bavor's travel record said.
Incredible! The Lord is with us in this dark hour.
Such a treasure hidden away and waiting to be revealed in a time of need. Praised be Jesus Christ.
Now and forever. And praised be the Virgin Mary, our protector.
But now, back to what Ludolf said. Did 3 people truly lose their lives?
They attacked me. I only defended myself.
But who were they? Where did they come from?
I got on the trail of the relic when I caught workers searching the monastery crypt. But those bandits... They clearly had my trail, too, since they came right for me. I reckon it's all connected, somehow.
I never told anyone. Not until just now, to his grace. And we were alone.
Ludolf, how is it that armed men managed to breach my monastery?
Please accept my apology, your grace. The grounds are vast and complex, and with our numbers we simply can't guard it all. I take full responsibility and will do everything in our power to ensure this doesn't happen again.
Thank you. I'm counting on you. First, the collapse in the church. Then, a foul sickness. A fire. More deaths. And now, armed raiders. It's becoming too much for our already dwindling order. Why is the Lord punishing us?
Punishing? Or testing? That relic, it's a sign. A promise of hope.
Perhaps, Crispin. Let's hope we interpret the Lord's intentions correctly. Henry, on my behalf and on that of our brotherhood, I thank you for recovering such a treasure for us. Let the disturbance of Sir Bavor's grave be forgiven, for you were guided by divine providence.
Thank you, Your Grace. I was glad to do it.
Ludolf, escort Henry to the infirmary. I'll keep the relic here and remain in prayer and contemplation.
As you command.
Wine? Could Elijah have lost it here? torch. Damn, this wasn't an accident. Someone torched the shed to cover their tracks. At least this grill is here. Rough cloth, badly charred, and bits of leather. Probably used as knee protection for work. Oil. It burns like the devil. No wonder there's barely anything left of the shed. Now I get what Elijah was talking about. Ugh. Ugh. That's disgusting. But there's no other way. A cart and rose bushes. If he dragged them through the ditch, no wonder they were in such a state. The cart tracks lead to the herbalists. Maybe Joachim knows more. What in damnation is going on there?
You said they were better. Were you lying or just that stupid?
They took a turn for the worse. It came out of nowhere, and there was no saving them.
And those books I got for you. You've half the monastery's library in here. Did you even bother looking at them?
I read every one, but I've told you 100 times, I am not a physician. I don't know what you all expected from me.
You were supposed to use your head, damn it. Now everyone and their dog is sniffing around here.
I couldn't just...
I thought I made myself clear. They stay here, you don't leave, and nobody must know a thing.
But what was I supposed to do? Your master...
Provided you with everything you needed, and paid you generously. Or am I wrong? What about that fire? Were you just covering your ass, or planning to rat on us too?
They were infected. For the sake of everyone in the monastery, I did what had to be done.
Doing what has to be done. For everyone's sake. Dennis!
You're a dead man!
Did you?
He's gone. Hold on. I'll fetch help.
Don't trouble yourself, son. But please, stay.
No. No, I'll run for Albie.
Pray with me. The Lord will soon welcome me.
All right. But I need to ask you something first.
Yes?
Why did you set the shed alight? Were you trying to get rid of the bodies?
Get rid of them? No. But should they rot under my roof? I only hoped the fire would consume them, and that'd be the end of it.
Did you try to treat those poor souls yourself?
I did my best. On the orders of Master Zacharias, I tried everything, even against their will. But either the sickness had advanced too far, or I simply lacked the knowledge.
All right. And now the prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven.
Oh, Christ above. Go with God. Amen.
for your health, my friend. Hopefully the worst is behind us.
May not a drop go to waste.
Rats! Hey! Henry! It was his fault those two died. He was the first to know about the epidemic, and he tried to keep everything hushed up. He blackmailed the herbalist to hide them and treat them at his place. And when those bodies were found, what did he do? He sent that lackey of his to get rid of him.
Joachim's
Dead. And that Dinesh of yours, too.
So now you kill me?
Give me just one more reason. Albik? Albik, what is it?
If I were you, I'd hold back a while. For everyone's sake.
You poisoned him? Why?
Calm down. He's still breathing.
What do you mean, still?
Whether he survives is up to you, and whether you're finally willing to cooperate.
You're mad. You want me to help you? Now, after all this?
If you're looking for someone to blame, try yourself. None of this would have happened if you hadn't kept getting in my way.
Don't try that on me. I don't need you. The infirmary has ingredients for all sorts of antidotes. We'll figure something out.
You think I used belladonna and amanita like some village herb woman? No. This is my own recipe, and a damned expensive one, I'll have you know. I save it for only the most distinguished.
I thought you and Albik were friends. He never did anything to deserve this.
Albik may not realize it, but half his shining reputation is thanks to me. Next to someone young and inexperienced, it's easy to look like a master. You saw it yourself. Even the Right Reverend didn't trust me. Me, royal physician to King Sigismund. But once Master Albik showed up, suddenly everything was different. And all he had to do was repeat the same things I'd already said.
So you only pretended to be his friend? All the while you looked down on him. Speak, traitor. What do you want from me?
I want Albik's closely guarded records on the treatment of King Wenceslas.
What? Why?
Don't play dumb. Albik spent a lot of time with him. I want to know what he wrote down.
So, it was you who turned our chamber upside down?
Me? No, that was Dinesh.
You swine. Albik confided in you that he had them, and you poisoned him so that...
I was hoping to frighten him. Maybe he'd give them to me for safekeeping. But the mad old fool went and hid them somewhere. So I need you to find them.
And if I bring you the records, you'll give me the antidote?
Not so fast. There's one more thing. Something King Sigismund himself would greatly value. Apparently, somewhere in this monastery, there's a relic from the Holy Land, brought here years ago by a knight.
And that's what those workers were after. But they failed.
Morons.
You mean the relic of the knight, Boleslav Bavor?
So you've already found it? I might have known. Those idiots searched wherever they could, and all they managed was to open those plague-ridden graves. And where is it now?
How did you even hear about it? If the legend of Bavor was so well known, someone would have found the relic long ago.
Coincidence, my friend. A stroke of good fortune.
I'm not your
Not long ago, some of Bavor's king came to King Sigismund. They wanted to search for the relic and begged him for the means. The king showed interest, of course, but wanted it for himself, and threw those poor sods out without a second thought. As it happens, I was in Buda reading Bavor's travel records, and I knew his grave was somewhere here in Sedlitz. That gave me the chance to serve His Majesty and help myself in the process.
Touching tale.
So I'll ask again. Where is it?
It's safely stored in a secure place. You don't need to worry.
Me? Worried? Don't make me laugh. Once you've got the relic and the records, come to the church. We'll meet there. And one last piece of advice. Hurry. The substance acts slowly, but the longer you make Albec wait, the worse the consequences.
And what's to stop me grabbing you by the neck, beating the antidote out of you, and dragging you to the abbot?
The fact I'm not a fool. I haven't got the antidote on me. So we can go to the abbot and spend hours blaming each other. Meanwhile, Albec will die right here on the cold ground in a puddle of his own vomit. If he's to survive, we do this my way. Do we understand each other?
You miserable bloody bastard. I'll do it, but only for Albic's sake.
I expected nothing less.